Hello, my friend. We have another lesson today. Each lesson for me is like Christmas morning. I hope that you feel the same way. We have already made some way with you. I hope you are fine. I hope you are gradually starting to move. There is an expression, I really like it, that inertia is something very difficult to start, but easy to maintain. So the main thing is to start moving. The main thing is to create inertia. Then you'll need to just maintain it. So we're now starting this inertia like a snowball, which will then move and gain more and more power. I hope you do your homework. I hope you listen to every lesson. This is very important, because the more you listen, the more it gets both to your conscience and subconscious. And then even deeper, I call it into your blood, into the cells. Only when it is in your cells, I even call it when it is in your fingers, this knowledge. When you are already this person, you don't just know it, you don't just do it sometimes, but you are already this kind of person. Therefore, listen, write down as much as possible, take notes, do your homework. I read all of your homework, and the topic of today's lesson is business. Unlike most other teachers in this field, I want to say the opposite thing, that not everyone can do business. Business is not for everyone. Just like ballet, basketball, or physics, a person must have specific talents. And only a few % of people have these talents. Therefore, the first thing you need to do is to determine if you have the talent for doing business or not. The best test is actually very simple. For example, when a person asks me if he or she should start a business, I always answer that, of course, you should not. If a person asks such a question, then business is not for him or her. Because the one who is a real business person, a real entrepreneur, they cannot live without it. They do not ask anyone, but just goes and does it. It's in his or her nature, their essence, even if everyone tells them, no, don't start it. They don't care. They can simply not live without it. It's some kind of a level. Entrepreneurs, business people have a certain level of such internal freedom, and they cannot live differently. That's why you do not need to be upset. There are still other paths. We'll talk about them further during our lessons. There is the path of a manager, and there is a path of an expert. Therefore, the first thing you need to do is to determine whether a business is your cup of tea or not. Business is very dangerous. 95% of all businesses fail, go bankrupt. You need to be ready for this path. It is absolute uncertainty when you have no salary. By the way, many people often ask me the definition of business. What is business? I say that business is when you waive your salary. If a person has no salary, he or she has business. Because you need to eat. You need to feed your family, so you need to do something for somebody, to take money from the customers themselves, without any mediators. If you work in an organization, everything is always done through mediators. Customers pay to business, and the business pays you salary, plus bonuses, maybe. But you have some certainty. Your salary and income equal profit. The salary you receive is your profit. If you have a business, the money you receive is not yet your profit. You must receive several million and spend more for covering costs and be out of pocket. For example, every month I spend $5 million for covering costs. Every month I spend $5 million. If I receive 3 or 4,900,000 money, while I need to give $5 million, you have responsibility. People wait for their salaries. 4,000 people work only in the organization, plus, of course, other expenses. So if I balance it incorrectly, calculate it incorrectly, I'll be in the red. I'll be in serious debt. So, your first part of your homework is to honestly decide for yourself. Write yes or no. You are from this field, or you are not, whether business is your cup of tea or not. How you feel. Next, if you have decided that business is your cup of tea, let's discuss the basic things you should know about business. The first thing again is that income is not equal to profit. Business is a sport, and in business, as in sports, there are goals scored, as for example, in football, and goals conceded. Scored are sales, and conceded are expenses. If you score more than concede, you have a profit. Business is a sport because there is competition, constant, fierce competition, because everyone is fighting for the customers. If you want to be successful, you have to think about the customer all the time. To love the customer. The better you do it, the more customers will choose you, not your competitor, and your business will flourish. Therefore, you must work for others. You learn to meet others' needs. A small shopkeeper differs from a business person, and that a business person has a large team. Many people work. The person is not alone in doing something for customers, but a whole large organization, all working in a synchronized manner to meet the needs of the customer. Therefore, the ability to understand people, how well you are able to select people for your team, is key, the most important thing. Once you've got the right people for your team, motivation appears. I call it a star, and then star motivation, two key factors of success. Get stars on your team and star motivation. Motivate them really well. Motivation is tangible and intangible. Take notes of what I'm saying. I say a lot of important things, a summary of the most important things about business. So, the motivation of people, after you have selected great people, motivation can be tangible and intangible. Tangible motivation includes 3 things: a salary, bonuses, and options. When you give a share of the company to the people who work with you when certain results are achieved. This is the ideal motivation, the tangible part of which consists of 3 parts, for real great stars. The second part of motivation is intangible motivation. It's the team environment. These are the people the team that you see when you come to work. Those people who surround you all day. They should be very pleasant to each other when you want to go to work. For a person who is a star, as I call it, money is not the first thing. For such a person, growth comes first. The person who wants to constantly be better than yesterday. And therefore, your business must have great goals. Your business should not only have big goals, but it should grow rapidly. Because if the business does not grow rapidly, this great person loses interest. And he or she will look for a company where he or she can grow rapidly, together with the company. I hope you wrote it down. Tangible motivation and intangible motivation. This applies to really great people. Without such people, you will not do a successful business. Next, where does the business start? By the way, business does not start with people. It starts even earlier. Business starts with a correct business model. The selection of a correct business model. That's what it starts with. Next, what basic things do you need to know about business? PSP. Product, business is a product. Sales and profit. PSP, easy to remember. You must continuously improve the product, improve sales, and improve profit. The essential concept in business is my approach that I created, which is called improvement categories. You must create improvement categories in your business. What are the most important things? 3 to 5 main aspects that require continuous improvement, and then you'll have a result. For example, in my restaurant business, the taste is in the first place. The main improvement category is taste. The second is speed. And the third is price. Each business has its top 3, top 5 improvement categories. You need to know them clearly and every day work on improvement so that the main category, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, so that they can improve day by day. And as a result, you'll have better sales and better profit. Now, your homework. If you are already doing something, you have selected a business model. You need to find an idol in this business model. Find the company that has already achieved great results. And learn from this company. Read, dive deeper into it. For example, if you have a coffee house, it's a Starbucks. It's a Luckin Coffee, a Chinese company that has made a phenomenal jump in the last 2 years and entered the market with a capitalization of $5 billion. There is a lot of information. There are a lot of books about Starbucks, a lot of other things on the internet. You need to study, dive in, turn into this wave, especially of this founder, the number 1 of this campaign. The more you absorb, listen, learn, the faster you will grow. For example, my idol is Buffett, Warren Buffett. And a whole annual program in my school is devoted to studying this great man. Every week we study his works together, with all the groups. This is one of my 4 annual programs of my business school, and it develops business intelligence. My other idol is Jack Ma, the person who created Alibaba. Currently, I study him a lot. There are many other people, Howard Schultz. Of course, the person who built Starbucks. You must have such heroes as well. Tell me who your hero is, and I'll tell you where you will be in 10 to 20 years. It's also very important in business sometimes not to invent something new, but notice a business model somewhere, in another city or in another country, and just implement this business model in your city, in your country, and scale. Therefore, your homework is to find a successful company in the field, in the business model in which you are already working, or find a company with a business model you want to use to start your own business. Then write to me about it. What company did you choose? Why do you like it? Why do you want to be like this leader, this company, etc.? Once again, I want to emphasize that my main expression about business is that business is a sport. It's that business is a sport. When I think of business like a sport, everything starts to line up correctly for me. And I start to work hard, activate my leadership qualities. I feel like a coach of players, my employees as a team. There's always a score. There can be no sport without a score. Score in business includes P&L, a balance sheet, cash flow. There are financial indicators, operational indicators. This is solid information that can be measured. Then there are competitors, and there are spectators, the customers. Those who do business feel the thrill of the race, not like in horse races. the thrill of the race, the will to win, the desire to win, the desire to be number one. So if you have these qualities, if you are a person with a sporty character, doing business is your field. Business is an actual kind of sport, the most thrilling, the coolest, the most interesting. You can do it throughout your whole life. The older you get, the better player you become, because you get more experience. You start to understand people better. I am a business fan. Business is my life. If you feel the same, then that's really great. It means that in many respects, you and I are similar. And we will walk through this life together. I will help you as much as I can. As you can see, I'm already doing it. I believe in you. You are really great. You'll succeed, I'm sure. Just do not give up. Just believe that the impossible is possible. Take small steps every day. Small steps. Every day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Take small steps. And you will achieve tremendous results. Small steps equal enormous success. See you at the next lesson. Bye. Go for it.